Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Anita Crochets. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to work a buttoned ribbed crop top, and it's going to be very easy to follow. I've done this I think like 2 years ago. Yes, I think like 2 years ago when I was starting out, and I haven't shared a tutorial about how to make it, but once I got an order for it, I thought I could show you guys how to make it before it all goes out. So first of all, I'm going to be working with a 3.5mm hook. You're going to need some scissors, a needle, and this is for your buttons, if you actually need to put buttons, because I'll put on mine. So also buttons, you'll need buttons, and I'm going to be working with Robin 100% acrylic, and it is 50 grams of weight right here. So I'm going to be using 2 strands for this. If you're working for a size large, I understand when you use the Robin Chunky, it's going to look some sort of like huge piece. But then if you're working for a size large, you need something that is going to make this person feel their breast is firm, if you're not adding any like breast pads, you get. So if you're working for a size large, I advise you use the Robin Chunky. If you're working for a size small and medium, you can still use this. Or if you choose and you're working for size large, you can still use this and just let someone put in their bra. Because if you use chunky and someone is still going to put a bra inside, it's going to look super bulky, and at the end of the day, already someone has a big bust, it's going to look much more bigger. So you can as well use this one. I'm just going to show you the technique that helps us achieve the best result for all sizes. So let's get started. I'm going to start off with a knot, like I always do, and just go down like this. I'll get my hook into the loop, and I'm going to chain 3. So we have 3 chains, yarn over, get back into the very first chain stitch and work a double crochet. That's 1. And yarn over, get back into the very first chain stitch and work another double crochet. So these are 2. All right, so now you're going to chain 2, turn your work. We are going to be increasing so that we get a breast cap. So we are going to work 1 double crochet into this very first stitch right there, and once we have that, we are going to work another double crochet in the very same stitch. So we have 2 of them in the very same stitch. And now for this, we are going to work a front post. See how I went through my stitches? You are going to work like this and work a front post. I don't know whether you have knowledge about front post and back post double crochets, but if you don't have, you need to research on that before you start this tutorial. And now into the very last stitch, I'm going to work 2 double crochets. Okay, so chain 2, turn your work, work 1 double crochet into the very first stitch, and here we should be working a front post, but we are going to work a back post. So you're going to go at the back of your work. I'm just looking for where it is much more visible. Remember, I am working a back post into this very first stitch because I want it ribbed. So work a back post. But remember, I first worked a normal double crochet, and that is for my increase. Okay, so I've worked a back post, and now in the next stitch, I'm going to work a normal double crochet. And as you can see, the next stitch is the one we worked a front post, so we are going to work a back post like this. Okay, and now into the next stitch, you work a normal double crochet. and into the next you work a back post. This is now the last stitch, so we are going to work a back post. And again we work one double crochet in the very same stitch. So you will work the last double crochet onto the chain 2 that you made. The flashlight is letting you see that. So we have it. This is how it looks like on top. Okay, but you can see some sort of like ribbing. Okay, so chain 2. You have turned your work, I assume. So here we are going to work one double crochet and one more double crochet in the very same stitch. Those are 2. And then now we work a front post in the next. And one normal double crochet in the next stitch. A front post double crochet in the next. Remember, when we turn our work, the front post double crochets become back posts. And then one normal double crochet in the next stitch, and one front post double crochet in the next. And then as you can see, we have the very last stitch we made that was normal, so we are going to work 2 normal double crochets in the very same stitch. So this is what we have. We are going to chain 2 and work 1 normal double crochet in the very first stitch. Now that very same stitch we are going to work a back post, so go right at the back into this very first stitch, take it over like that. All right, see that? And now work a double crochet. So we have worked 1 normal double crochet in the first stitch and also worked a back post double crochet in the very same stitch. Here we work a normal double crochet. Remember, we are working a normal double crochet every after a front post or back post double crochet. The next will be a back post double crochet, and then 1 normal double crochet in the next stitch, 1 back post double crochet, 1 normal double crochet, 1 back post double crochet, 1 normal double crochet, and then we have now the last stitch, and the last stitch has to be a back post double crochet. Okay, but remember, we want an increase so that we make our breast cap. So in that very same stitch, right around where the 2 chains went, we shall work another double crochet. So that gives us an increase. Okay, and this is how the top looks like. Chain 2, we are just going to do this repeatedly until we have the breast cap that we want. Chain 2, turn your work, work 1 normal double crochet in the next stitch like this, another double crochet in the very same stitch, and then 1 front post double crochet in the next. So I was working front post double crochet. So into the next stitch we work a normal double crochet, and we work a front post double crochet in the next, work 1 normal double crochet in the next, work a front post double crochet in the next, work 1 normal double crochet in the next stitch, and a front post double crochet in the next stitch. Here you work a normal double crochet, and here you work a front post double crochet. Now remember, this is the last stitch is right here. So we are going to work a normal double crochet into that stitch and another normal double crochet in the very same stitch. Remember, we are starting with 2 double crochet stitches in the very first stitch, all right, and ending with 2 double crochet stitches. That's what we are going to do. The only tricky bit is when you turn your work, chain to turn your work, and the double crochets that were front post become back post. That's the only tricky bit, because we want the ribbing to remain on the top. So I'm going to let you work the increase like that. So I'm going to let you do this until you have the coverage of your breast that you want. So if you're working for a size large, I advise that you get to work about 3 double crochets in the very first stitch. So this is how you do it. Chain 2 and turn your work. 2 double crochets, 2 normal double crochets in the very first stitch, and then you will work a front post in the very same stitch right there, double crochet like that. So those are 3 double crochets into the very first stitch, and then into the next stitch you work a normal double crochet. The essence of it all is to have a normal double crochet after a front post double. Just go on and on into the very last stitch right here. You also put 3 double crochets. This is to give us a sort of like not a gradual increase for our bust, but then a tremendous increase, so like so fast, so that you don't have a very long breast cup just to achieve the coverage that you need for the breast that you're making. So I hope you have gotten that part clearly, and I'm just going to get back when I have the coverage that I want for my breast. So I have finished the 2 pieces, so you can just make your left and right, and now I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to do exactly what I did. So I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work. So into the very first stitch I'll work 1 normal double crochet, and now yarn over, work a back post double crochet in the very first stitch, all right, the very first double crochet. So we have 2 double crochets in 1 stitch, and into the next I'll work 1 normal double crochet, and then work a back post double crochet in the next, 1 normal double crochet into the next stitch, and a back post. This is where we are. And this is the last stitch. So what we are going to do is we are going to work 2 double crochets in the very last stitch. So we have it. Now what we are going to do is we are going to work a couple of chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So we are going to measure. We have 13, okay? Okay, basically getting to 13. So let me just work like 5 more so I get it to 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now this is going to be our back, and our top is going to be like this. Okay? This being our back, and our top is going to be like that. So you get to see this. Now we have joined the 2 breast cups, because now when you finish chaining a couple of chains, this is what you are going to do. Yarn over into the very first stitch right here. You will work 1 double crochet, and into that very same stitch you work a back post double crochet, and then 1 double crochet into the next stitch, a back post into the next, I'm just taking you through this, but I believe you already know what to do from here. So just do this. So here you work 2 double crochets in the last stitch. Now we have joined the 2. So what we are going to do is, from here we are going to work no more rows all the way down, because this is now where we are. We are now going to go down, okay? But remember, this side, on this side, we have to work an increase so that we meet the underbust, that is 27 inches, okay? So we are going to now find ways of decreasing on this side and normal rows on this side. So here we are going to chain 2, turn our work, work a front post into the very first stitch like that, and then work 1 double crochet in the next, work a front post into the next. It is very visible, you can already tell where to put what. Just do this until you come to the end of your breast cup. See that? And now this very last stitch has to be a front post. Okay? Now, when you get to the bridge, you're going to work 1 double crochet into the very first stitch, chain stitch, like this. And just continue working 1 double crochet into every stitch. Until you get back to the other side of the breast cup. And there you are going to do exactly what we have done here. Work a front post where there has to go a front post, and a normal double crochet where there has to go a normal double crochet. So let me meet you at the end of your row right here, when you have worked normal double crochets along this bridge, and front post where they have to go front post, and back and normal double crochets where they have to go normal double crochets. Let me meet you at the end right here and show you what to do. So I've come to the end of my row, and at this point we are going to count the stitches we have. Let me just keep track so I can measure, because I have an order to make this top length 12 inches. Okay, so I am leaving like an inch for the hem, right here. So literally this whole body has to be 11 inches. So if I have like 6 inches already made, I have like 5 inches to go. So what I am going to do is I'm going to count my stitches. Just count your stitches from here up to here and get to know how many stitches you have, so that we can get to mark where we are going to make our decrease. All right, so let me let you count your stitches, and when I come back I'm going to show you what to do. So I have 106 stitches. Okay, so I'm going to divide 106 divided by 2 is 53 stitches. Okay, so my stitches on the front should be 53, and my stitches at the back should be 53, right? So 53 divided by 2 again is 2 remainder 1 and 26 remainder 1, so 27. 1 2 3 4 5 6 25 26. Okay, right here is where I'm going to mark for my decrease. So you're going to mark the 26th stitch. If you have stitch markers, you can use those. 1 2 3 4 5 6 25 26. So right here. Okay, that's where we have to put our decrease. So these 2 points is where we are going to put our decrease. Remember, we are going like this all the way down. Okay, so here, from here up to here should be a decrease, so that it can meet the underbust. Remember, our underbust is 27, and 27 divided by 2 is 13, remainder 1. So we need an underbust that is 13, okay? So I'm going to get my hook, and now remember, on this side I am working normal rows, and on into the stitches that are marked I have to work a decrease. But then I'm going to first work one more normal row to have all my, get to know where all my front post and back, and normal double crochets should be. And from there, that's where I'm going to start working a decrease. All right, so here I'm going to work one normal double crochet like it says, and here I'll work a back post, work a normal double crochet in the next stitch, and a back post into the next, work a normal double crochet in the next, work a back post in the next. So just go on until you get right here. That's why I'm going to show you how to work your all these stitches on the bridge. Just make sure you put a back post where it has to go, and a normal double crochet where it has to be a normal double crochet. So I'm right here, and my first stitch should be a normal double crochet, and my next is going to be a back post right there, and my next is going to be a normal double crochet, and then a back post in the next, a normal double crochet in the next, and then a back post, normal double crochet, back post. So just take this on and on until you come to the end of the bridge. So just go on and on like this, and let me meet you right here at the end of it all. Then when we come back, we are going to start working our decreases. So I've chained 2, and I'm going to start my row for the decrease. And now here you are going to start off with, as you can see, for me I have to start off with a front post and one double crochet in the next stitch, and then a front post in the next. So I'm going to go on and on. Just do this until you get to the marked stitch, the stitch where you marked to put your decrease. That's where I'm going to meet you and show you what to do. So I'm right here, and what I am going to do is I am going to make double crochet 2 together, but please make sure you are following the way they have to be. So this had to be a front post, and then yarn over into the next. It has to be a normal double crochet, okay, and double crochet the 2 together like that. Okay, so more like this is the decrease we have made. And now into the next you'll work a front post, because that's what has to be done. And into the next you work a normal double crochet. So just continue with this, normal double crochet and a front post into the stitches where it has to be a normal double crochet and a front post. So just continue with that until you get to the marked stitch right here, and that's where I'm going to meet you and again show you how to decrease. Okay, so now this is what we are going to do. This is where we have to put our decrease. So we are going to work 2 double crochet together like this and like that. Okay, so we have crocheted a normal double crochet and a front post double crochet together. So that means our next row is going to be a decrease as well, because at the end of it all we shall have a front post right here, a back post. So this has to be a front post, but remember there can't be a front post and a front post all close to each other, so even the next row has to be a decrease. Okay, so just work your stitches until you come to the end of the cup. So just work your stitches. When you get here, you're going to chain 2 and turn your work your stitches until you get to this point where we worked a decrease right here, where we worked a decrease, and that's where I'm going to meet you and show you how to work your next decrease. So work this, come back right here, and I'll show you what to do. So I have reached the point I worked a decrease, and this is it. This is where I worked a decrease. So now, as you can see, this is more like a front post and a front post, and I have to work these 2 together so that I get 1 front post and the next stitch is a normal double crochet. All right, so here we are going to work 2 back posts together like this, yarn over into the next like this, and then okay, so this gives me 1 front post. I think you can see how it has actually come together. Let me just put this down. So you see this, it shows there has been a decrease. Okay, and that's how your work has to be. Now here I am going to work 1 normal double crochet and continue with the way my work has been flowing. 1 normal double crochet and a back post and a normal double crochet and a back post until I get to the point where I worked a decrease on the other side, and that's where I'm going to meet you and show you what to do. So just work your stitches until you get to this point where we worked a decrease right here, and I'm going to meet you there and show you what to do. Okay, so I am right here where I worked a decrease. This is the point. As you can see, I have a normal double crochet, 1 front post double crochet, and then the decrease, and then a normal double crochet. So the essence of it all, where to know which stitch should be decreased next, is you need to get to know that all the essence of it is to have 1 front post and then a normal double crochet next. All right, so with that you can get to know which stitch should be decreased with the decrease that you made previously. So now I am going to yarn over, and into the front post I'll work 2 back posts together in the next 2 stitches. So this is it, and then the decrease like this, and then right there like that. So now I'll work a normal double crochet in the next stitch, and then a back post in the next, a normal double crochet in the next, and then a back post in the next. And this is it. You see what we have? We have some sort of like V, okay? Because we worked a decrease, and literally this is going to become our, this right here is going to become our front post, okay? So that is what we have. And now you're just going to continue with the stitches that you have to work until you get to this point. That's where I'll meet you and show you what to do. Now here you're going to chain 2 and work your front post and back posts until you get to the point where we decreased. That's where I'm going to meet you and show you how to work your next decrease. So just work this until you get to this point where you worked a decrease. That's where I'm going to meet you and show you how to work your next decrease. So let me meet you there. Now I have come to this point and this is it. So let me just enlighten you on what I am trying to do here. When you get here, you are not going to work a decrease with this stitch. Instead, you are going to work a decrease with this, the decrease that you had, and then a stitch on this side. The essence of it is to pull this to this. But instead, if you now decrease this with this, it's going to pull the breast cup to this side, okay? Making the breast cup smaller and shorter, but the essence is to have the back decreased. Like this is the back, it has to be decreased, and this should literally this part should look normal and well crocheted like this, so that our decrease does not appear unless someone now turns to the side, and that's when you can get to know, okay, they worked a decrease. So that's the whole trick of it all, okay? Okay, do not decrease this with this. Instead, decrease this with the next stitch on this side, okay? So now here I will work 2 front post double crochets together, and then pull through all. So here I'll just continue with my normal stitches that I've been working, a front post and then a double crochet and a front post and a normal double crochet. So let me just meet you at the point where you worked your decrease on the other side, so that I show you how to work your decrease and just show you one more row and show you how it's going to look like after all this. So you get to see the trick and you'll work the rest of your rows on your own. So let me meet you right here where you worked a decrease, and then I show you what to do. So I'm right here and I'm going to work a decrease into this stitch and this. This is what the decrease we made previously. So I'm going to work a decrease in this and this stitch. Remember, like I told you, do not work a decrease on the stitch that is on the side of the breast cup with the decrease. Rather work it on the stitch that is on the side of the back with the decrease of the previous row, all right? So I'm going to work the decrease this and this. And this is what I am going to do. Double crochet 2 together like this. Okay? And now here I'll just work the normal stitches I have been working. A front post and a front post and normal double crochet, front post and normal double crochet, until I come to the end of my row. And now when you get there, when you get right here, you're going to chain 2, turn your work, double crochet all these stitches until you get back to the decrease. That's where I'm going to meet you and show you what to do. Remember, do not decrease a stitch that is on the side of the breast cup with the decrease. Rather decrease it with a stitch on this side with the decrease of the previous row. So let me meet you there and show you what to do. So here we are. This is where we worked a decrease. The decrease was this, and now we are going to decrease this and this. Remember, decrease with the stitches on the side of the back, not the side of the breast cup. So now we are going to back post 2 together like this, and the next as well. The essence is to have 1 back post and 1 normal double crochet, or 1 front post and 1 normal double crochet in the next. So you can see the decrease that we made. So it's like this is being decreased to right here, and the front will remain normal and look normal. So someone will think, okay, it's very easy to make, there is no decreases, you're just working straight stitches, and they get to work it and they don't get the result, because the trick is only here that for you that have watched this tutorial know what to do. Now I'm really confident that you know what to do for your next stitch right here. You will decrease this. Remember, this is our decrease, so this and this, okay? So you'll back post this and this, okay? So now I am really confident that you can work your next decreases. I am going to let you work those decreases on your own until you have the length of the top that you want. I am looking forward to having 11 inches, so I'm going to work my way all the way down. I just have like 7.5, so I'm going to work my way all the way down until I have 11 inches. All right, and that's where I'm going to get back and show you how to work the hem of your top and the panel for the buttons. And there we have our top complete. So let me find you there and show you what to do. So I have finished my top, and I'm just going to show you what I have done and how many rows I have worked, so you can just keep track. As you can see, this is where I worked the decrease, and I have like I must have worked about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so I worked about 8 rows of the decrease, and I continued with just a few more rows. I think they're about like 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, they're about 4 rows, 4 normal rows from the decrease I made. And I just actually have the perfect thing that I wanted, and this is how it looks at the back. You can see the decrease, all right, and it gives me that perfect shape I actually wanted for my top. You see that? And this is the front. So now I am just going to show you how to work your hem right below here. Here you are going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to take you through this a little faster. Now literally just chain 6. So into the second chain stitch from the hook, you're going to work a single crochet and work a single crochet into every chain stitch until you get back to the row. So in total you must have 5 single crochets. So into this very first stitch, you see that? This very first stitch is where we are going to work a slip stitch like this, and now we are going to work a slip stitch into the next stitch like that, and now turn our work, and into the first stitch right here we work a single crochet. Now we are working along the panel of the single crochets, and in total you must have 5 single crochets. If you find that you have more single crochets, that means the stitch in which you placed your first single crochet was not the right stitch to do that. So chain 1, turn your work, work 1 single crochet into every stitch. Like you can see. I hope this is very clear for you guys. My light is on and off, but let's just continue. So work 1 single crochet, so you must have a total of 5. Now into the next stitch right here we are going to work a slip stitch, and then slip stitch into the next as well. Now turn your work, get back along this row and work 1 single crochet into every stitch, and make sure you have 5 single crochets on this row. All right, chain 1, turn your work, work 1 single crochet again along this whole row like this. So we are going to slip stitch into the next stitch right here, and again in the next you work a slip stitch. This is more like to attach this onto this without having to work this alone and then get back, work single crochets all along to like join the two together. This is the fastest way you can attach the two together without going through the hassle of stitching each alone and then attaching it together. So if you feel like you don't get this very clearly, you can just work this panel alone and then just get back and join it onto this or stitch it onto this if this is not very clear for you. But if you got this technique, I am very glad you actually learned something that you can pass on onto your other crochet pieces, okay? So basically this is what you are going to do all throughout. Okay, this is what you are going to do all throughout. As you can see, this is what it gives us. It gives us this sort of like hem and more like a very good finishing, because the rib stitch is actually more likely to stretch out. So we need something that lets us stretch but still gets this whole thing back together. And the fact that this is a rib stitch, the more it stretches out, it's going to like get a turn up. Like you can see how this is now turning up, all right? So it's more likely to get a turn up if it is overstretched. So it is better we have this sort of like hem, so it gives us a very nice finishing and also makes our work not to get this sort of like turn up and look unfinished, all right? So you're just going to work this into every stitch all along until you come to this point. And once you are there, you will cut your yarn, and that's where I'll meet you and just show you what to do, or I can just take you through what you're going to do and just more like leave you guys to finish this whole project on your own. So let me just take you through what you have to do. I have not completed my panel as yet, so I'm just going to take you through what to do. You'll get your yarn right here and attach it. Just work a few chains, 2 chains, and now we are just going to work single crochets along this row just to have that more like border before we can work the panel where the buttons are going to go. So here you'll work a single crochet into the double crochet post and then 1 single crochet into the joint right here, okay? So work 1 single crochet, and now into the double crochet post you work 1 single crochet, into the joint you work, literally if this is getting you confused, you can just work 2 single crochets into every double crochet post, okay? So that would be very easy for you to get to understand. You can just work 2 single crochets into every double crochet post. That will be very easy. Like that is 1, and the second one right there. And just continue all the way down until you get to the panel that we made. Okay, you see what we have? And now you're going to continue going all the way down, and I'm going to meet you right here and show you how to work your panel. So here I am, and I'm going to just chain 4, okay, and turn my work. And now I'm going to chain 1 more, so that is 5. And what I did down here, just down here, is what I'm going to do up here. It's just that there is a little difference. So into this I'll work a single crochet and work a single crochet into every stitch until I have a total of 4 single crochets. And now I am going to work a slip stitch into this second stitch, all right, like that. And now slip stitch into the next stitch as well, right here. I hope you guys can see this clearly, right there. I'll work a slip stitch and turn my work and work 1 single crochet into the very first stitch and 1 single crochet into the next stitches, and until I have a total of 4 single crochets. Chain 1, turn my work. So I am going to make my first hole for the buttons. 1 single crochet, chain 2, and skip 1, 2, and then literally skip 2 stitches and work a single crochet into the last stitch. Okay, so we have a hole for the buttons. So work a slip stitch in the next stitch. You see what I am doing? I am now working a panel like this. Okay, and now slip stitch into the next as well. Turn your work. Remember, this was my first hole for the button, so I'm going to work 1 single crochet into the very first stitch, and into the gap I'll work 2 single crochets, and then work 1 single crochet in the very last stitch. So I have my first button for, sorry, the hole for this button. Chain 1, turn your work, work 1 single crochet into every stitch until you have 4 single crochets in total. And once you have that, you're going to work a slip stitch. So literally, just continue working what the gaps, the buttonholes, like I have done, until you get up here. All right, like I'm showing you right here, like how it looks like, and come to this side. Just apply the knowledge I showed you how to work this onto this panel like this all the way up without putting any holes, because this is where our buttons are going to go. And after, you can just work 1 row of single crochet all the way up and add your straps to it. If you just want lace up straps, you can just do that as well. I just wanted to show you how it looks like and how you can work that decrease with the rib stitch. All right, so I hope you have learned how to make your top, and I hope you can pick from this. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.